गजाननं भूतगणाधिसेवितं कपितजम्बो फलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम् या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापः समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं देवम् सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं हरि ओम। जय 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 मनमोहना जय 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 मधुसूदना
जय
Keshava Madhava Madhava Keshava Keshava Madhava Madhava Keshava Gopala Gopala Sai Gopala Gopalana Jai 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 Manmohana Jai 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 Madhusudana Jai 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 Manmohana Jai 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 Madhusudana Jai 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 Madhusudana Krishna Kanhaiya Lal Ki Jai Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama 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 Krishna Kanhaiya Lal Ki Jai. Okay, let me welcome all of you to this second night of this Yajna. We are seeing chapter 5 and let me back up a little bit to tell you the context of this chapter. There is something basic, fundamental, which you have to understand in order for you to grasp the real essence of the chapter. Huh? So what is this basic thing? It is this. This thing is called as bondage. Bondage. What is the meaning of bondage? Bondage in Sanskrit language is called bandhana. Bandhana. In Hindi, bandhan. Bandhan you hear in film songs all the time. Bandhan. So why is this word so important in Vedic tradition or in the Bhagavad Gita? Well, it is important because this is the source of our sorrow. And what exactly is the meaning of bandhan? Let us see this first. And if we understand this, then we'll know the purport of this chapter. It's a very important word to understand. Bandhana. So what exactly is bandhan or bandhana? I'll be using interchangeably. Bandhan is Hindi and bandhana is Sanskrit. All right. Bandhan means I am bound. This is simple meaning. I am bound. But people say, but Swamiji, I am not bound. What bound? I okay? Bound what? Well, we mean to say, when we use that word bandhan in Hindi or Sanskrit, that there are certain things from which we are not free. Like for example, now you are free to get up and go outside. You're free to do so many things. But those are not important things. The real important things, you are not free. I am not free. I'll show you. Who is free from sorrow? Tell. Who can say safely that from today until I die, I will have no sorrow? Tell. Some people say, better I don't say because that might jinx me, You can't say. So are you free from sorrow? The other way to say that, I am bound to have sorrow. Correct or not? So I'm using the word bound. Acha, theek hai. Forget about sorrow. Who can say, I am free from diseases? Tell. We are bound to have diseases, correct or not? From birth till death. We are not free from disease. We are bound. See, you may say, no, children don't have the children have also diseases. Children we call innocent children. They also have diseases. And then we get all sorts of disease going from birth till. So we are bound to have disease. So bound to sorrow, bound to have diseases. You are bound to die. I'm telling you, this sansar is such that nobody comes out of it alive. Yeah. We are bound to die or not? We will die. You may say, no, I don't want to die, but what you want and what you don't want, that has nothing to do with reality. Right? We'll all die. And Bhagavan tells in second chapter that death is connected to another bondage. What is that other bondage? The other bondage is Jatasya hi dhruva mrityu. For whoever is born, he is bound to die. And the next line says, Dhruvam janma dhrimitrasya. But the one who is dead, he is born to take birth again. He's bound to take birth again. In second chapter it tells. So, whoever is born is bound to die. And whoever dies is bound to take birth again. And you know, when you take birth again, the bondage, you're bound to take birth, that's bondage. And what happens? The same sorrow, and the same disease, and the same misery, and the same. Now you just think. You may say, no, Swamiji, what misery? It is okay, I don't mind. Let me just ask you right now. You want to go back today, where you are now, you want to go back to your preschool? You go back to preschool and the teacher tells you, say A. You say A. And A is for what? Apple. Yes. And B is for what? Bat. And C is for what? Cat. And D is for what? Scooby-Doo. Because you are looking at the picture there and you're thinking that is Scooby-Doo. So, and then the teacher, when you get one wrong, then every day you have to study for test and get all your answers correct and come out first in class. And when you come out second or you come out last, everybody come down on you. Look you. And they start calling you. What happened, boy? You want to be a Donsi head or you want to be a bright child? They ask all sorts of questions and all of this thing now. And then all the pressures come down on you. And one father was telling the boy, look at this. What kind of boy you are? What kind of student you are? You come out last in class. Out of 30 students, you come out last. What are you doing? That boy said, Daddy, thank God it only had 30 students in the class. If you have 40, I'd come out 40. I'm lucky you come out 30. So you want to go back to your preschool now and to go through all of this thing and you fall down and you bruise your knee and they have to bring now some plaster and put it on your knee. And when lunchtime, somebody thief your lunch. You don't know where your lunch day. And the teacher likes the other children and don't like you. And all kind of things. Because somewhere along all of those classes, one class or the next, some teacher will like you and some teacher will. Yes, not like you. And you keep going like that, stuttering and stumbling and falling and getting up and bruising and going back and all sorts of things happening. And in between all that, you fall, you break your hand, you get plaster, you break your leg, you're walking with crutches and all kind of things. And you're going on and on stuttering and trying to pass all this exam and all this thing. And you want to go back? No, if you want to go back, that means your memory not good. There's the next trouble now. Because if your memory not good, that's a different disease. That's the next bondage. So, when he who is born is bound to die, and he who has died is bound to take birth, and that is cycle of birth and death. And we are going in a cycle like that, on and on and on. Kab se? Are anadi kal se, from beginningless time. And this bondage we cannot come out. You cannot say, Prabhu, I don't want to be born again. You cannot say like that. And Bhagavan will say, but everybody else born. On what basis I'll exempt you? Bhagavan, if he exempt you, then he has to exempt everybody. Bhagavan cannot be biased. So, that bondage has to be removed by one's own sadhana, by one's own spiritual practice. If I don't do, we cannot go on and beg in Bhagavan, Prabhu, remove me from this bondage, remove me from this bondage, remove me from this bondage. Go on begging. If wishes, what is that? Were horses, beggars would ride. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. In this world, Tulsidaji said, this world is governed by karma, karma pradha. Phalu, chakha. Only what I do, I will get. And doing is not just begging. If begging is to work, everybody would have win the lottery. Yeah? Because people like, well, get up in the morning and offer jalan thing and then go and buy the lottery. Offer jal and all sort of things there. And Surya Bhagwan, Om, 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 Bhaskara, Namaha. Offer jal and turn over the lota and thing. And then what? Go and buy the lottery. Then what? You lose. What else? Because if it is to work, everybody would have won. Correct or not? False hopes people give. This world, Tulsidaji is line. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Karma Pradhan Vishwa Kari Rakha. Jo jas karai so tas phal rakha.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Syamara Ramachandra ki jai. So please remember this very simple rule. Jo jas karai so tas phalu. As I, whatever action I do, that result only I will get. So if I have to get something in this world, I have to do some action. I have to do some, expend some labor, expend some self-effort. That is the idea. Not just pray, pray, pray. Well, if I want to become free from this cycle of birth and death, then what do I have to do? Because the cycle of birth and death is rigged with all the other undesirable things which I don't like. I don't like the sorrow, and I don't like the disappointment, and I don't like the failure, and I don't like the losses, and I don't like the disease, I don't like the pain, and I don't like the arthritis in my knee, and I don't like the arthritis in anywhere. Isn't it? How many things we don't like? And we unnecessarily also go on multiplying our likes and dislikes for no reason also. For no, you driving down the highway nicely in the middle lane, somebody pass you on the left lane. I don't like how that fella passed me, I don't like how this fella passed. So unnecessarily, why should you not like let him pass? But no, I don't like. I go show him who could speed more. Because you didn't like how he. And I hear a nice Trini story. Only in Trinidad you'll hear this story. One fella riding the bicycle from San Fernando to Port of Spain. Challenge. He challenging himself. Ride the bicycle from San Fernando to Port of Spain. When he reached Chaguanas, he burned out. Totally exhausted. So he stopped on the side of the road. And he hitchhiking now. So a fella with a little mini, you know the little mini? Cooper, the little Mr. Bean car? Fella with a little mini stop. And he said, what happened? He said, man, I'm going to Port of Spain and I burn out. So the fella with the mini, he said, okay, don't worry. I'm going to Port of Spain also. Tie your bicycle to my back bumper. So the fella tied the bicycle. And the mini driver, if I'm going too fast, ring your bell. If I'm going too fast, ring the bell. I go slow down. Well, the fella with the mini driving nicely going down the road and pulling this guy now. After some little distance down the road, RX-7 passed the mini like that. Whoosh! So the mini driver, he like that now. So what is this? This man passed me? The mini driver took off behind the RX-7 now. So two fellas standing on the side of the road, one telling the other one, "Way boy, look that mini trying to pass that RX-7. The other fellow said, "I'm nothing. Look, the fella in the back, he ringing bell to pass two of them." But your likes and dislikes, he doesn't like how this kappa, that affecting other people. But we multiply likes and dislikes to that, and our likes and dislikes, they always affect other people. You have to remember that. So, this sansar is like this. It is made up of this cycle of birth and death, and in between birth and death, there is all of this sorrow, one after the next. This thing all together now is called as bondage. And this bondage we don't like. Actually, one more thing about that. The sansar and this whole bondage is made up of the pairs of opposites. But our problem is we only like one side of the pair of opposite. Isn't it? Pairs of opposite, negative, positive, joy, sorrow, affluence, poverty, health, disease, gain, loss, victory, defeat. All these pairs of opposites are there. And sometimes agitated mind, peaceful mind. So the pairs of, but we only like one side. Arey bhaiya, how you will have a coin with only one side? If you could show me a coin with only one side, you have to be a magician. You can't show a coin with one side. It must have two sides. So the sansar is like that, and we only like one side. So the only solution to that is to get what is called now as mukti, and you come out from this cycle of birth and death. Right? So this is first established first point, and this is to understand chapter 5 and to understand actually the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. This background is necessary. So this bondage is there, and we want to come out from this bondage. Whatever you do in and through what we do, it is only that we want to come out from the bondage. You may not know it in this language, but this is what you really want. This is the first thing that is established. Now, second thing. We have to do some sadhana, some spiritual practice to come out from this bondage. So now, these 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, first 6 chapters, Bhagavan Sri Krishna presents one of the most immaculate means of coming out from this cycle of birth and death. And you will not find it anywhere else in this language, in any literary tradition of this world. It is amazing. The premise here is, a real premise, which is in front of all of us. Whole day I am acting, isn't it? From the moment you get up in the morning. Acting means through body, speech and mind. You're acting, isn't it? So the body starts doing, you get up in the morning, you jump out of the bed, this, that, whatever you do, you start doing action. Then speech, you shouting out also, get this, get that, get the other thing, telling this one, speech. And mind goes on thinking. So body, speech and mind, from the moment I wake up, what to talk about, wake up. During sleep also. During sleep also he's talking. Isn't it? If you want anybody to listen to you, talk in your sleep. Then you will see. There will be all ears. So speech going on in sleep also. Then, not only speech. Body also doing. Some people when they sleep in, they walk in. Sleepwalking, have you heard? I know many people who sleepwalk. I'm sleepwalking. Some people they're kicking in their sleep. Talking, kicking, walking. One man is to jog in his sleep also. He jogging in the sleep. He getting rest and exercise at the same time. So, and when we're dreaming, that is thinking only. So body, speech, mind going on also in sleep. So now, The idea is we are acting through the body, speech and mind 24 hours per day. We are acting, doing something. So in these 6 chapters, the idea Bhagavan is presenting for all of us, and it means it's called as karma yoga, because 24 hours we're doing karma. Karma means acting, action, right? 24 hours we're acting. So Bhagavan has presented to us a wonderfully insightful way of using this same karma to get mukti or freedom, rather than using the karma to get bondage. Because right now, our karma brings bondage. That's the next topic I'll tell you about just now. The karma brings bondage. But Bhagavan is presenting a method to use that karma to get freedom. And you know, Bhagavan is just appealing to a truism which is present in every iota of this universe. The truism which is present in every iota of this universe is everything in the universe has a positive side and also a negative side. Anything, you just name and I'll show you. See, the knife has a positive side and the knife has also a negative side. Knife can be a tool, an instrument to peel potato. But knife can also be a weapon, isn't it? Fire. Because of fire only you get your nice dal and rice and bhaji. But fire also can gut down a whole city, isn't it? And like this, any object you name in this world, it has these both sides. Why? Because every object is made up of atoms which has positive and negative. So this is a truism about the Prakriti, the nature, the sansara. Everything has a positive side as well as a negative side. So karma is not exempted from this Prakriti rule. Karma can be used to free me, and karma can be used to bind me to the cycle of birth and death. And this is what is going on in 5th chapter. So in 5th chapter, it's just telling how to use karma. Instead of using it to bind me, use it to free me. This is the next major point. Now, the 3rd point, major point. What is this? 3rd major point here now. Karma can be used to free, karma can be used to bind. And that karma will free me or bind me depending on what I attach to the karma when I'm doing. I'll give you an example. See, if you're going to peel châtaigne, those people who are listening abroad and in America and Canada don't know what is châtaigne. If you're going to peel jackfruit, then what you do? You put some oil on your hand, isn't it? So that when peeling the châtaigne, that milky, sticky, gummy thing will not stick to your hand. So what you are doing then is you are protecting yourself when you do that karma. Now, châtaigne is such, it has this milky thing, and if I don't protect myself with that oil, it will stick to me. Well, karma is the same thing. When I am doing karma, if I don't protect myself with the real oil, the karma will stick to me. And when the karma sticks to me, I have to take birth again to come and reap the result of that karma. You get it? I must take birth to come and reap the result of that karma. So now what is this oil that I must accompany the karma with? That oil is called as selflessness. I have to include selflessness in my karma. If I don't include selflessness in my karma, that karma will stick to me and I will have to take birth to come and reap the result. You get this thing? This is a very simple principle which is there presented in these 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, first 6 chapters. And especially this chapter 5 is so nice. Now, the thing which karma is accompanied by right now and which causes the karma to bind me, that thing is called as selfishness. And I don't have to do anything for selfishness. We born selfish. Nobody has to do anything to become selfish. You know, we are all born selfish, unselfish to the bone. Eh? Let me just tell you how selfish we are born. Listen to this now. The entire animal kingdom, not only animal kingdom, plant kingdom, and animal kingdom, including human beings, are all born selfish. See, when this banana tree sends out its leaves like that, the banana tree is catching sunlight, right? Big leaves, catching sunlight to engage in its photosynthesis and all that. Okay, take care. That banana tree is catching any sunlight for the next banana tree? No, can't even think of it. That banana tree is catching sunlight for itself. Okay. When the cow goes to drink water by the pond, the cow takes a bucket and takes some water home for his sister cow. Eh? When the cow goes to eat grass, the cow takes some grass home, nice green grass, and you can't let this grass waste. I'm taking some grass home, I can have a sister cow home. The cow takes any grass? No, the cow only eats for her. So every animal species, plant species, every creature is born like this only. Including human being. I show you. When that child is born and that child crying for milk, does that child care? My mother, father has to beg, borrow or steal milk. Does the child care? My father has to work, carry firewood on his head in the hot sun and go to the market and sell the firewood to buy a pan of milk, a cartoon of milk. That child cares? No, he born selfish. Now, out of all these species, 84 lakh yoni, there is only one species which has the prerogative and the opportunity, even though born selfish, to live out of that selfishness and evolve out of that selfishness and to become selfless. Only one species. If this human being is the one species which has an opportunity to evolve out of the selfishness and become selfless, and this human being lives 80, 90 years, and he did not move from selfish to selfless, is he any better than any of the other animal species? What better? But he did just like everybody else, like all the other creatures. But what's the glory of being a human being then? No glory. So what Bhagavan is telling now, whichever karma you're involved, 24/7 karma, instead of attaching selfishness to that karma, attach selflessness. And the other language which is being used in the Bhagavad Gita, the language which is being used in the Bhagavad Gita to express this is Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, or what we call as Krishna Arpana Buddhi, that I am doing this karma, whatever I am doing for Krishna. Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. It will come just now. Do it for the higher reality. And by doing my karma 24/7 like that, offering it to the higher reality. Otherwise, what? We are selfishly doing it for ourselves. So offering it to the higher reality, this person attains mukti, comes out of the cycle of birth and death. You all get this is the summary of this whole section of Bhagavad Gita. This is what Bhagavad Gita is teaching. Okay, now let us see. Oh, it is coming right there only. See the next, what we are supposed to see today. Number 10. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaha. Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
lipyate na sa papena padma patramibham bhasa.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Kayena manasa buddhya kevalarindriyarapi.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Yogina karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva shuddhaye.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Yukta karma phalam tyaktva shanti mapnoti naishtiti.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ayukta kamakarena phale sakto nibajyate.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva. Not being attached to the results of karma, doing the karma for Paramatma, doing the karma for Krishna. Whatever form of Bhagwan you have in your mind, doing the karma for whatever you are doing every day, your daily everything. Do it for Bhagwan. That is the idea. Whatever form of Lord you confused now. Bondage. Bound now. Cannot come out of the samsara. There's suffering or not? For those of you who don't know, there's a dove flying around inside here. For those of you who are listening on, seeing on this. Brahmanyadha. Brahmani adhaya karmani. Brahmani adhaya karmani means to do the karma and offer it to Paramatma. That is the first part of it. Sangam tyaktva karoti yaha. He who does, renouncing any attachment to that result of that karma, I am doing it for Bhagavan only. Lipyate nasapapena padma patrami vambhasa. This is a very nice example. See, just now I was telling you, if I have attachment, and if I have selfishness and I do the karma, that's like the shatine sticking. If I'm selfish, the karma will stick. But if I'm selfless, Padma Patrami Vambhasa, actually this is the Indian example. In India. But our example, you know what is? Man, the karma slide off like water on dashin leaf. That is our example. Exact same thing, because they don't have dashin leaf. So Padma Patrami Vambhasa, like the water sliding off from a lotus leaf. There. But in Trinidad, we don't know that. We say, or the other example, water slide off from a duck back, isn't it? When water fall on a duck back. So that's this example. It means to say, the karma, when it comes back, it slide off like water on dashin leaf. You see? But for who? For the one who is selfless in his activity, does his actions for Bhagwan. He offers everything to the Lord. That is the idea. Therefore, in 9th chapter, again he will say, Yat karoshi, yad ashnasi, yat juhosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, mat kurushva madarpanam. You do it and offer it to me. Whatever you are doing, do it and offer it to me. Bhagavan will tell them. He goes on reiterating the same thing over and over and over. Because no matter how much you tell a human being, he's still selfish. Correct or not? So he tells here and again he'll tell there. And he'll go on telling till the end of. There's no end. Then, Kayena manasa buddhya kevalayirindriyairapi yogina karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atmashuddhe. Like this, the sadhaka, spiritual aspirant, sadhaka. What he does? Go on doing karma with body, speech, mind. Here it is given with kayena, body, with manasa, mind, with buddhi, intellect, and indriyahi, all these senses. Go on doing the karma with all of these senses and kurvanti sangam tyaktva. But give up attachment to the result. Means I am doing this for Bhagavan. That is all. Otherwise, every day I am only doing for me, me, me. And he will describe that type of bhav. He will describe in the 16th chapter. In 16th chapter, Bhagavan describes what he calls a Devi Sampat and Asuri Sampat. And he calls this Asuri Sampat. What? I get this already. Now I have to get that. And when I get that, then I have to get that. And I conquer this one and I have to conquer now that one. And after conquering that, I have to conquer the other one. And I, what is that? Take. Human beings, there's some people are communists, some are socialists, some are capitalists, but everybody is morist. Morist means? Yes, he wants more and more and more. No matter how much you give him. Because selfishness and greed, they are close relatives. Selfishness is the progenitor of greed. You see? So here he says, Sangam Tyaktva. This Sangam Tyaktva word comes over and over. It comes in the previous verse and comes here again now. Meaning, when I am doing the karma, don't think about the result. Think about the karma. We say, okay, I am going to San Fernando to get my birth certificate. Right? Let us just say, I am going to San Fernando to get my birth certificate. That is the goal. I am going to get that thing. But if my mind is only there on the goal, I'm only thinking about that goal, then what will happen? I will not pay attention to what I am doing now. From here, you see, you're driving and you're thinking, when I go there, there's such and such person by the counter, and if that person is not there by the counter and some other person is there by the counter, and then I don't meet the person who I want to meet, then what you will say, how you will respond, and what you will tell them, and how much you will pass under the table, and all kind of things you thinking about when you go there. And if you are doing that, you will not concentrate on your driving. Red light come, and he gone through the red light too. Why? Because the mind is. In other words, there is also a benefit in, means to say, an efficiency benefit in not thinking about the result. Set the goal and then Gurudev says a very nice thing, plan out the work, but the important thing is to work out the plan. So yes, this is the plan. I'm going, I'll get there and I'll get that. But now you have to concentrate on working out the plan, whatever is in front of you. So you're driving to get there. You have to concentrate on driving or whatever you have to do to get there. You see? So, if I detach myself from the result and I concentrate on what I'm doing, that thing, we see, Atma Shuddhaye, Bhagavan says. Atma Shuddhaye means it will bring purity of mind. Now see the other thing. When that mind only has selfish pursuits, selfish goals, means only thinking about me, me, me. You know how many problems come with that? First thing is, lot of stress and tension. I'm only thinking, I should get this, I should get this, I should get it. When I go there, this person should be by the counter. And now, from here itself, what we call, we're stressing out. And if this person is not by the counter, well, you get more stress now. Second thing is, since we are only thinking about the goal all the time, and I'm stressing out who I will meet when I go there, and that might thwart my getting the goal and all of that. When I go there, and that thing happens, well, the stress which was already 10%, now which? 40%. Right. Then, when it rains, it pours. Have you heard? When it rains, it pours. So you reached there now, and you didn't get the birth certificate because the person who you knew was not there by the counter. So you didn't get through with your business. When you come out outside now, they tow away your car too. Because when it rains, it pours. So they tow away the car also. Now the stress from 40%, now it reach. So it goes on and on and on. When we have all of this selfish attitude only in our work, that thing causes so much of stress. And when we don't get the result also, then anger also comes. But if selflessness is there and the result doesn't come, no anger comes really, I'm telling. So therefore, Sangam, attachment to result, is to be given up. And if that attachment to result is given up, there will be, the purity of mind will come. How? Anger will go away. Stress will go away. And when that selfishness is there, we also engage in all corrupt practices. Correct or not? In selfishness there, to get what I want, oh, that person was not there by the counter, so I couldn't get what I want. Then let me pass some money under the counter. Because it's selfishly attached to the goal only. You go on and on. So from one thing leads to the next. So whether purity of mind? No purity of mind. So like this, working without selfish attachment to this result, purity of mind will come. Yukta karma phalam tyaktva shanti mapnoti naishtikim. Meaning to say that if this person really does his actions it's karma, it's duty, whatever you want to call it. With detachment from the result, he says, Shantim apnoti. He will get peace of mind. Why we have so much of stress? Because we go on acting only selfishly. And no peace of mind. Everybody have pieces of mind, but no peace of mind. The mind fractured, broken up. And the other one, ayukta. If he does it selfishly, ayukta kamakarena, with lot of desire, attachment to the result, phale sakto nibadhyate. He becomes bound to all of this, all these worldly things and all these sorrows, bound to have sorrow, bound to have stress, bound to have tension, bound to have agitation in the mind, bound to have all the negative things which we don't want. And it's all connected to working selfishly, and to have peace of mind is connected to working selflessly. This verse is one of the most wonderful verses in Bhagavad Gita, 5:12. The one, and see the summary of the verse, the one who works selflessly is bound to have peace. And the one who works selfishly is bound to have what the opposite, agitation. Nibadhyate is bound to all of these negative things which we are talking about just now. Bhagwan continues now. See. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Here Bhagavan describes now for us the person who has mastered this technique which we are talking about. Which technique? Working selflessly. One who has mastered this technique is being described in this verse. He says, Sarvakarmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi. That person, mentally, he has renounced all results to all karmas. Navadvare pure dehi neva kurvan nakarayan. And he sits quietly inside his body of 9 gates. The body is called body of 9 gates. Navadvare pure dehi. There are 9 apertures in this body. If you count, you will get. So, it's called Navadvare Pura. Navadvara Pura. Navadvara Pura means city of 9 gates, body. Okay. So he sits quietly in this body. Na kurvan, na karayan. He comes to a state where he realizes he is not doing anything, nor is he causing anything to be done. Just now Bhagavan talked about in the previous verse, he will attain purity of mind. Na? In one of the previous, Atma Shuddhaye. He'll attain purity of mind. So this is the purest mind that there is. What? To know that I am not a doer of anything, there is no karitritva bhav. To know I am not a doer. No, I am the cause for anything to be done. I am myself not doing, but I am not also causing anything to be done. Meaning to say what? Bhagwan is doing. This is the highest state of evolution. Bhagwan is doing everything. Otherwise, selfishly, I think I am doing. This state which is being described here is the ultimate state. Don't worry about it. We start at what we were talking about today. What we start where? Do everything and offer it to the Lord. There is still feeling I am doing. That is okay. We have to start, you see, every child in this preschool has to start from A, B, C, D, isn't it? You cannot come and tell the child, Pashyan, Shrinvan, Sprishan, Jigran, Rashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Shvasan. The child will say, huh? The child has to learn A, B, C, D, like that. Slowly, slowly, slowly. So we also, in the spiritual path, we have to learn to do our actions and offer it all to Bhagwan. There is still karitritva bhav, doership in that. But I am doing it for Bhagwan. But what Bhagwan is describing in this verse which we just chanted is the ultimate state. That fellow knows I am not doing also. That is the highest state. But this is where we have to reach. Like but the child who starts A, B, C, D, he has to reach UV. Na? But you see, a 5-year-old child who starts here cannot say, okay, now tomorrow you have to go to UV. But that's what people want to do. We want to jump from preschool to UV, to university. Can't happen. Now, from number 14, Bhagwan changes the topic a little bit. Let me tell you. Now, let us chant and we'll see what topic. See, Bhagwan is answering some questions that people usually ask. People ask all sorts of questions, you know. It's a very wonderful section now, these few verses. See that. We'll see what question and what answer but also. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Na kartritvam na karmani lokasya srijati prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Na karma phala samyogam swabhavastu pravartate.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Nadate kasya chet papam na chaiva sukritam vibhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ajnanenavritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Jnanena tu tadajnanam yesham nashitamatmanah.
Hare Krishna, Hare
लाल की जय। न कर्तृत्वम न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्म फल संयोगम स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. This is a very big phrase. I'll take that last phrase first. Swabhavastu pravartate. The easiest way to understand that phrase, everything in this universe is going on in automatic gear. Automatic gear. Automatic gear means what? So if everything is going on in automatic gear, that means nobody has to do anything. Meaning to say, I'll give you an example, and then when you understand what we mean by automatic gear. So, in this country and in every country, there are laws. Laws are passed, right? That a bill is taken to parliament, and then the parliament debates the bill and all that sort of thing, and then they vote on the bill, and if they have the required majority, the bill is passed. Take care. After the bill is passed, then it goes to the upper house, and again, if it is passed, then it goes to the president, and the president signs, assents to that bill. Acha, theek hai. Suppose there is a law which the parliament passed, and usually the government is the one that brings the law, the bill. Government brings the bill. So it is the government which gets this law through. So the law says, okay, from now on, at a red light, you cannot make a left turn. Let us just say this is law. You cannot make a left turn at the light, because in some states in the US, you could make a turn. In some states you can't. But let's say in Trinidad, they pass this law. You cannot make a left turn at the red light. You have to wait till the light turns green, and then you can take it. So who brought the law? Government. Parliament passed. President assented and everything. So now the president is the last person to sign. Whatever law goes into effect, right? President is the last person to sign. So now does the president have to come up and stand by the junction to make sure that you don't make a left turn? The president comes there. No. After the law is passed and assented to, there is a system in place already which will make sure the law is executed in the way it was designed. Correct or not? Yes, it's the president that gave the final assent to the law and all that sort of thing. But the president doesn't have to come and stand there now and say, haha, catch you red-handed. You make a left turn on the red light. That is red-handed also. Doesn't the president have time with that? No. So it is exactly how the universe works. All the laws are already there. So Bhagwan doesn't have to come and, I catch you. But people who think like children, they think like this, you know. Bhagwan, I catch you. I write it down. When you come, Bhagwan takes account all the things that you do. People imagine, because children are balaha. Last night we were seeing that. Balaha. Children. We think Bhagwan is sitting there and taking notes. Bhagwan has nothing better to do or what? Whole day to write down what you do it. And how many people are there? 8 billion we reached recently, right? 8 billion. So how much notebook he have? How much notebook Bhagwan have? And how much pen? No, Swamiji, Bhagwan don't need notebook and pen, or he gone computerized. No. So whole day he still have to sit down there and digitized Bhagwan. So he's taking note whole day what you doing. And how much karma? You just say 8 billion people, right? Acha, theek hai. 8 billion people in one lifetime, one person does how much karma? Well, you cannot even count. Countless karma, isn't it? Infinite number. So Bhagwan can you imagine how much gigabyte hard drive have to have in a computer? Because he taking infinite karma he recorded, good and bad, of 8 billion human beings. That is only in this world. And there is Ananta Koti Brahmanda. There are countless universes. So only in this world 8 billion, and he has to write down countless. This Bhagavan must be real busy. But people imagine there Bhagavan writing down there, and when you go there, you'll get some judgment, and he come and, aha, you see, look, you did this, you did this. And they'll make movie like that also. When Scrooge there, the fella somebody takes Scrooge, come see, you do this. Eh? You do that. How many things you do? You take a note. Don't imagine, and no need for imagining any of these things. Eh? Bhagwan is the body of laws that govern this universe, and everything in the universe is going on nicely in automatic gear. You see, if you throw a ball to that wall there, you throw the ball will go through the wall? No, there's a law which says the ball will come back, isn't it? There are laws. Just hai. So you throw the ball, well, the law will work. You can't change the law based on your women fancy. You throw the ball will come back. Hai. If you throw a black ball, what color ball will come back? If you throw a white ball, what color ball will come back? These are the law. Everything is governed already. Nobody has to stand there and say, Bhagavan doesn't have to tell somebody, hey Chitragupt, look, this fella throw a ball. Bhagavan has to tell Chitragupt, Bhagavan, look, that fella throw a ball. You make sure that the ball go back. Somebody has to stand and do. The laws are already there. Everything works exactly according to the laws. And the scripture is telling everybody laws. Jo jasa karai so tasa phalu. Means if you do a good action, you get a good result. If you do a bad action, you get a bad result. Because the law of karma is already there. That is svabhavastu pravartate. Everything is going on by his own nature only. Bhagavan is not involved. Na kartritam na karmani lokasya. He is not involved in any of this thing. Na karma phala samyogam. And he doesn't say, okay, this fellow, look, he did this good karma, let me give him this good result. This fellow did this bad karma, let me give him this bad result. But today I'll give him a little bly. In Trini language. I feel sorry for him now. Give him a little bly. Well, what is English for bly? Huh? A what? A pardon. Yeah. Today I give him a little pardon. I spare him a little bit. If Bhagavan doesn't interfere in this law of karma, because you just think now. Think. If Bhagavan interfered with the law of karma one day, the next day, our next devotee will come, Prabhu, yesterday you give that fella a bly, you know. So what about me now? You have to give me also, eh? Otherwise you will be biased. Because you give he a bly and you didn't give me a bly. So that law is fixed by Bhagavan and he does not interfere. Na kartritam, na karmani lokasya srijati Prabhu, na karma phala samyogam. He is not involved in any of these things. That this result has to come for this karma. The whole karma, law of karma already will determine which result has to come for which karma. Like for example, the university already decide if you get 50 to 60%, you get a C. If you get 60 to 70%, you get a B. And if you get 80 to 90%, you get a A. And if you get 90% and more, you get an A plus, correct? They already decide. So now, when you write, you get 49. You write the exam, you get 49. You can't go and tell the university, you should give me a C. You get a D for dons. You get a D. You can't change the rule of the university. You have to get 50 to 60, then you will get a C. So in the same way, all the laws are fixed in this world. These verses are so wonderful. You know, it will break so many wrong notions and wrong ideas and all sorts of things which people have. Because you don't understand this, many people look, I could bribe God. People think they could bribe God, you know. I'll buy my way to Swarga. I'll buy my way to Mukti. Or I'll cry like anything. Bhagwan, he'll be moved by tears. He'll be moved by my tears. Look here. One day, one fellow walking down the street. I'll tell you a story. One fellow walking down the street. He had 20 little children from the preschool following him. 20 preschool children following him. So a man standing on the side of the street. He said, where are you going with them little children? Where are you going with those little children? He said, well, in the village, you know, we have had a drought. Drought, not a grass growing. So I'm carrying them little children by the temple. I'm carrying these little children by the temple. And I'm going to make them pray to Bhagwan. These are little innocent hearts. These little children are innocent hearts. Bhagwan will listen to their innocent prayer. And he'll be moved. And when he's moved, he'll bring rain and the village will get to grow things again. That Mahatma who was sitting on the side of the road listened to that. And he said, Mahatma was sitting there only. He said, let me tell you something. If Bhagwan used to listen to the innocent prayer of school children, all other teachers are done dead. Because every day that child prays, I hope my teacher come today. I hope my teacher dead, you know. All them little children praying like that. Wait, you think they want a teacher to come to school? Let my teacher get in an accident, so my teacher don't come to school today. If Bhagwan is to listen to the prayer of innocent children, so the idea which is being presented here, Bhagwan is not involved in all these worldly things. He makes sure that the law holds, but he is the law actually. He is the law. The law holds fast, so nobody can. So you may hoodwink this law, social laws, government laws, state laws. You may get a good lawyer and overturn everything, but the law of karma, jump high or jump low, law of karma is there to make sure that there is 100% justice in this world. Nadate kasyachit papam. Bhagavan, I am not involved in giving anybody the result of their papa karma. I am not involved in giving anybody the result of their papa karma. Nacha eva sukritam vibhu. That all pervasive Lord Vibhu is not involved in giving anybody the result of their punya karma also. Papa karma, no. Punya karma. Why Bhagwan will get involved when the law of karma is already there? Why will get involved in this thing? Ajnanena avritam jnanam tena muhyanti. Jantavaha. Jantavaha means people who are deluded by ajnan, because of ajnan, deluded, thinks, oh no, Prabhu is giving this, Prabhu is giving that, Prabhu will give this, Prabhu will give that, and the more Mahan Bhoga make, the more blessing I will get. Yes. The more Mahan Bhoga I make, the more blessing I will get. Kya baat hai? Yeah. When you go and make more Mahan Bhog and give Bhagwan, like get clog arteries. It doesn't work like this. Eh? That's why he'll tell in 9th chapter, Arey bhaiya, I'm not looking for your Mahan Bhog. You come to bribe me or what? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyupahritam ashnami prayatatmanah. Means you offer a leaf, a drop of water, a fruit, a flower. What I am looking for? Yome bhaktya prayachati. The devotion which accompanies the offering. Because that devotion purifies the mind. And Bhagavan is revealed. That is told in the next verse. Jnanena tutada jnanam yesham nashitam atmanaha tesham adityavas jnanam prakashayati tat param. And that person has the proper knowledge. The knowledge lifts that ignorance from the mind. And the reality shines out all by itself. This is a pure Vedantic expression. The person who acquires knowledge, jnanena tu tad ajnanam, the ajnana which causes the delusion to think, oh, Bhagavan will come and do this, and Bhagavan will come and do that, and do the other thing. And that knowledge removes that ignorance, and that all that delusion goes. And what happened? The reality from inside shines out all by itself. Like when we remove cloud, the sun is shining there. You don't have to make the sun shine. I remove ajnana, Paramatma is shining inside. I don't have to make Paramatma shine. Remove ignorance by knowledge. This is the most wonderful verse. Remove ignorance by knowledge and let the light shine out. In that light I will realize, Bhagavan is the one in any case who was doing everything. All the time I was going on selfishly thinking I was doing. That's one thing. Second thing is, this Bhagavan is my very own self. I am one with him. All the time I was thinking he is in the sky and he's taking notes. Writing down all notes. So many things will become clear when the ignorance goes away by knowledge. That's why we have to find ourselves in satsang. We have to find ourselves in this type of environment. Slowly, slowly knowledge will come. Ignorance will go away. Like light and darkness. When light comes, darkness goes. Otherwise, what happens? The other kind of sangha is more important to us, not satsang. Kusang, yes. Kusang is important to us. Tulsidaji talks so much about satsang, you all know now? Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Binu satsang vivek na hoy, Ram kripa binu sulabh na soy.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Bar bar varmadau, harshi dehu Shri Rang, pad sarojan payani, bhagati sada satsang siyavar. राम कथा के ते अधिकारी, जिनके सत्संगति अति प्यारी।
Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
ki jai. How many verses like this? I just chanted 3 different verses from Ramcharitmanas. Tulsidaji again reiterating again and again to find yourself in satsang. Otherwise, we are all the time in kusang only. To find yourself in satsang. And slowly, slowly, knowledge will be imparted. And when knowledge is imparted, ignorance will go away. Ajnanena tu tad ajnanam tesham nashitam atmanaha. When the ajnan goes away by knowledge, then tesham adityavad jnana, like the sun, the knowledge, the Paramatma inside shines out. Prakashayati tat param, the supreme reality. Then all things will become clear. Otherwise, we have so many wrong impressions in our mind, beliefs, and so many things. We go on. And we are caught and taken advantage of also. You are taken advantage of. People feel that the more that the more puja I do, or the more this I do, more Bhagwan will like me. The more Mahan Bhog I give, more Bhagwan will like me. Not that there's anything wrong with giving, but the right understanding has to be accompanied whatever I am doing. That is the idea. Right understanding has to be. We do it wrong understanding, then it doesn't bring any benefit. All right. Okay. Now we'll stop there and we will continue this thing tomorrow. Let's see how far we'll get. All right. Please have a look at our bookstall. This is for children to learn all the Sanskrit alphabets. So this one is vowels. Nice cards and all. 4 parts. Oh, very good. So it's actually vowels is only first part here. It is 4 parts and in series. Those who are interested in learning Sanskrit, if you learn Sanskrit, Hindi will come very easy. If you learn Hindi, you don't know anything about Sanskrit. But if you learn Sanskrit, Hindi will become very easy. So here it's for children. Most wonderful publication. Easy Sanskrit, mastering the Devanagari script. Actually, you should buy and give to all little children and families that you know. It's a very important book. Up, up and away, Hanuman. For children. Then, as I think, Puja Gurudev, the intellectual revolution, essays on nation building, a very wonderful book for those people who are thinkers and engaged in nation work of the nation building. Siddha Gita by Swami Tejomayananji. Please see all these publications at the back. Okay. There is also a Guru Dakshina envelope for those of you who want to make some contribution to the work of the mission, which is going on. I just told you also, now we are trying to stretch out and reach out to see what the mission can contribute to the spiritual and secular landscape of Guyana also. So those type of things, right? So those who want to make contribution to all the work, tremendous work which is going on by this mission, please use this Guru Dakshina envelope to do so. It is an old tradition in Sanatana Dharma that when we receive some knowledge from the scripture through some teacher, then we give something in return. That is an old tradition. So Chinmaya Mission doesn't make it obligatory. We make it voluntary for those who want to do that. All right. On the 30th of this month, December, we have at the ashram our banquet dinner for raising funds for. Last night I was telling you about the finances of the ashram and all. So we raise funds to pay off our debt and all such things. So you can contribute by buying a ticket or selling a ticket and attending the banquet and all that kind of thing. Okay. All right. Miss will come and say something. And from March, just before March, around March, beginning of March, around that time, we are having 108 nights Ramayana, island to island hopping Ramayana. We will go island hopping from island to island. Huh? You can see that itinerary and join also. Okay. We'll have Miss say a few words and then we'll have Aarti.
Hari Om. Swamiji, I would sincerely like to thank you for your words of wisdom. I am sure that everyone will leave this yajna feeling more intellectually and spiritually knowledge. At this time, I want to express our sincerest thanks and profound gratitude to Brahmachari Himrajji for his assistance and to Pandita Sharon for conducting puja, not forgetting our hard-working sevaks. To the members of staff and our dedicated parents who supported this yajna, I express my heartfelt thanks and loving gratitude. To our dear Shivanaji, thank you for always supporting us with your technological skills. Special thanks to all those who contributed towards the preparation of tonight's meal. I would also like to thank everyone for joining us here tonight at the Debe Vidyalaya pre-campus and all those who assisted in the preparation for making tonight's yajna a success. Refreshments are prepared for everyone, so please partake before leaving. We do hope to see you all tomorrow night. Do have a safe journey home. Hari Om.
Thank you, Ms. Juzan. A very special thank you to Chris Singh Ji and his technical team here for coming in on the side of 101.7 FM to cover this yajna, to bring it to all those people who are listening across the world and Trinidad and Tobago. आरती के लिए सब खड़े हो जाइए. ओम जय भगवद गीते, मैया जय भगवद गीते. हरि हिय कमल विहारी, हरि हिय कमल विहारी, सुंदर सुपुनीते. ओम जय भगवद गीते. कर्म सुमर्म प्रकाशिनी, कामा शक्ति हरा, मैया कामा शक्ति हरा. तत्व ज्ञान विकाशिन, तत्व ज्ञान विकाशिन, विद्या ब्रह्म परा. ओम जय भगवद निश्चल भक्ति विधारी, निर्मल मलहारी, मैया निर्मल मलहारी. शरण रहस्य प्रदायिनी, शरण रहस्य प्रदायिनी, सब विधि सुखकारी. ओम जय भगवद गीते. राग द्वेष विदारी, हारिणी मोद सदा, मैया हारिणी मोद सदा. भवभय हारिणी तारिणी, भवभय हारिणी तारिणी, परमानंद प्रदा. ओम जय भगवद गीते. आसुर भाव विनाशिनी, नाशिनी तम रजनी, मैया नाशिनी तम रजनी. दैवी सद्गुणदायिनी, देवी सद्गुणदायिनी, हरि रसिका सजनी. ओम जय भगवद गीते. समता त्याग सिखावनी, हरि मुख की बानी, हरि मुख की सकल शास्त्र की स्वामी
सकल शास्त्र की स्वामी
श्रुतियों की रानी
ओम जय भगवत गीते
दया सुधा बरसावै मातु कृपा की जय मैया
मातु कृपा की जय
हरि पद प्रेम दान कर
हरि पद प्रेम दान कर
अपनों कर लीजै
ओम जय भगवत गीते जय भगवत गीते मैया जय भगवत गीते हरिया कमल बिहारिणी हरिया कमल बिहारी सुंदर सुबनीते ओम जय भगवत गीते
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 मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलायतनो हरिः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम बोल वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हरि ओम तत्सत
The Chinmaya Mission Pledge. Kindly place your right hand by your chest. We stand as one